Hello guys, welcome to another day with Zimaleta. This is my house as it is now from the last video, and it's time to do some more renovations to it. In the last video I have replaced the plywood on the back side and on the side of the house, and now I gotta do this side here. Along with the windows, I gotta actually rebuild the window frames, and that's actually what I'm going to be doing in this video, guys. Where the deck is, that's what I would like to build addition. So let's begin. I gotta tear off all these wood panels that I have here, that I had there placed temporary to cover any kind of gaps when I did the windows last time. As you could see, guys, these three windows, as they are completely crooked, guys. When I actually put this together, I kind of messed up, and I followed the path where the windows was before in the front. Hey guys, and basically right that window was a lot smaller, and I installed a bigger window, and I did not think about to come out outside and really look at things, and it was just my first time installing a window, guys. I really wasn't sure like what the heck I was doing, but I decided to do it anyways, like I do. And basically, guys, I decided that I cannot stand it anymore. Like, of course I'm going to be updating the whole look of the house, and it just really bothers me to have this thing kind of like being all crooked. Plus I decided to put the windows much closer together than they were. So now I gotta actually go ahead and remove all this window caulking and stuff that I did. It was a lot of kind of like spray insulation that I kind of wasted. As you can see, kind of like it's all around the windows as well. So I gotta cut all this stuff out. And this little tool that I have by Makita, it really helps me out, guys. I just really get into those crevices and it really cuts it down. And it's probably not designed to actually do this kind of thing, but I'm thinking kind of like, why not? This little triangle that I have at the end, it's actually used for removing like tile, and you could actually remove some grout with it and stuff like that. So it's really perfect for that. So it kind of cuts right through the stuff, and even though it's metal, it vibrates so fast that you could actually cut right into this window plastic. So I gotta be like extra careful. Like, I don't really want to mess up my window frames. Even though once you do kind of like all the trim around it, like it's not going to be noticeable, especially if you're going to caulk everything after it. But guys, this is going to be an interesting project because this house was kind of like an ugly duckling, guys. Nobody really wanted this thing. Probably like, I looked at the listing, I think 2,600 people have looked at this property. Nobody bought it because it was a complete dump. It was completely run down. It was a bank foreclosure. The whole property was overgrown with weeds. It was kind of like one of those situations where you see kind of like signs, "We buy ugly homes." Guys, that's actually kind of like what I did. And from all the real estate investing books that I have listened to and I've learned from, that's actually how a lot of real estate investors kind of get started. They want to buy the ugliest home, the smelliest home, red infested, and you know, just so they could get the best deal and stuff like that. A lot of times you're getting it directly from people. In my case, I got it as a bank foreclosure, and in later videos I'm gonna explain to you guys kind of like what's the process, like how I actually did that, and that kind of thing as I go along and stuff. I don't want to really make these videos boring, but in this particular series, guys, as I'm doing stuff, a lot of the stuff is going to be really speed up type of videos, guys. There's only for a certain amount of portions that I actually slow them down, so you could kind of see kind of like what I'm doing. And at this point, I'm just really trying to get rid of all this caulking, guys. It's just a lot of it. And then, of course, I speed things up and really move things along. Guys, if you're wondering how long does it really take to do something like this, of course, for something like a window like this here, like it was really like a lot of work. This pretty much took me all day, guys, to try to do. I really had plans to try to do the other side as well, to try to rip off the metal siding.
Hey guys, as you can see, I already pulled one window out. I'm actually getting ready to pull both of these windows out over here. I'm going to be using this type of tool. It's kind of like a spatula, except it vibrates really fast. It helps me cut away all the insulation, stuff like that. And the reason that I'm doing that, I actually want to put the windows closer together so that I could actually fit some kind of like some kind of decorations on the side of the windows instead of having them like so far apart. So anyways, let's go. Guys, in order to remove the window, they normally have about 4 screws. You want to go ahead and lift the window up like this and remove the bottom screws first. That way you could actually lock it in place. Sometimes they hide behind these plastic pieces right there. Looks like that's an extra one.
So anyways, guys, this is pretty straightforward. Most window installations, they only have 4 screws to basically install the window. Of course, when I installed this very first window and I was doing it for the first time, I thought that 4 screws was just not enough. So I actually put a couple extra screws, like more like 4 extra screws like in the windows. And I kind of thought it's going to be a little bit more secure, but 4 screws is enough. By the time you do caulking and everything else and some kind of spray insulation in them and stuff, it's gonna hold so good, like it's unbelievable. So basically, guys, that is that. Let me tell you like what actually got me into installing these windows. Like previously, I never actually installed windows by myself. So initially, when I bought these windows at Home Depot on sale, they asked me if, you know, if I'd done it before, if I need a contractor, you know, like, am I interested for them to like find out how much it's gonna cost? And I said yes, and I was contacted by a contractor, and they wanted to charge me $189 per each window installation. And we're just talking about, guys, the very small windows that I had. That's the type of windows that we're gonna like remove. So now I gotta remove all the insulation and go ahead and continue on in removing the window. Basically, I insert this spatula little device, and it really cuts straight through like butter, cutting, you know, this type of spray insulation that I had. And then you just gotta remove these windows. Gotta be careful, you know, like not to damage anything. And of course, I'm going to be rebuilding this whole entire frame. And like I told you guys, I'm going to be moving them closer together. And once I do that, guys, it really will change the whole look. So I just got to rebuild all these frames, guys. So basically, I just got to remove this window to the left, and I could start rebuilding this whole wall. So now I got to basically cut everything out and start from scratch. And I'm the one actually built all these window frames, but I first built the middle one, and then I added the side ones, and it really made things kind of like not pretty, you know. But at the same time, you know, I still had like metal type of siding. It really was not interesting. Anyways, I knew that I'm going to come back and then plywood the whole place, and I just wasn't sure if I'm going to use brick or I'm going to use like cinder block or what kind of materials to use. But I decided to go with plywood.
Hey guys, if you want a big window, that's how you do it. Just cut everything out. That's just how it's done. Now, beautiful view, you know? All we need is just a big piece of glass. That's it. Got a nice view of the highway. Time to build the frames for the windows.
So here we go, guys. I basically decided to build on a deck. This is a very straight type of place, and I'm trying to get the best views, but there's really nothing to it, guys. It's just kind of like putting some 2x4s together, just doing some measuring, and just giving yourself a little bit of room. You don't want to actually build a frame exactly as the window. You want to give yourself at least like a 1/4 inch spacing. In some cases, I give myself way more, like 1/2 inch, and a lot of times I was really glad that I did, because there was other things that was kind of like in the way, and that really helped. So I use this kind of like a basic type of nailer, guys. I got this thing at basically Harbor Tool and Freight. I got it on clearance. I'm not sure what I paid. Probably paid like $40 for it or something, this nailer. But you gotta make sure that you use a proper type of nails. Like this specific one takes 21-degree nails, and anything else just will not work. So now that I got this big gap, I just gotta measure everything out, make sure I'm gonna build it perfectly, and just continue. And the cool thing about it, guys, this is all time-lapsed, and it's extremely fast build. It's not going to waste your time. So this whole day, like this whole process took me like a day to do, and you guys will really get to see this thing you know, take place, takes shape, I mean, you know, like just really quickly. And you could see kind of like what I'm doing here. I'm just doing it really basically, just adding you know, like one window frame at a time, and just kind of making sure that I'm going to have a nice even type of spacing from all the windows and from outside. And I would kind of go look outside make sure that it's going to be straight. And of course now the camera is not straight because I'm so into my work that one of the kids tripped over the camera tripod and have moved it, and I'm not really paying attention. I'm just into the build. But anyways, guys, this time I'm really satisfied the way things look, and I think I actually made it better this time because of course I'm a little bit more experienced when it comes to that. That's why sometimes, guys, you just gotta, just grab it, just keep going, guys. Just save money and just do it yourself. And of course this is almost kind of complete. You could kind of see kind of like where the windows are gonna go now, and of course I have reinforced all these other type of 2x4s over here on the sides and things of that nature. But now things are finally looking good. And from the outside, somehow, like, I don't know, like, it really, like, improved the look. Even though I've used the same windows, but just because it's straight, I just think it looks so much better. I don't know, like, it just seems like I don't know, like, did something new. But now, of course, I gotta plywood this whole, hole up, and then, like, install the windows from the outside and stuff. So this is pretty straightforward here. Now that I don't have any windows, I don't have to worry about busting any window with a nailer. Just gotta make sure that I'm gonna tap in some basic nails at the bottom and make sure that's going to hold the plywood, and make sure I'm gonna do kind of like a brick type of pattern. As you can see the way I'm laying it, that's exactly the way you're supposed to be doing it, and giving it like 1/8 spacing. I'm not going to do like the roof line in this video, but I will do this in my other series. I just want to make sure that I'm gonna first do all the walls. That's the important thing, and then we're going to do project everything from the outside to the inside. And if you guys are wondering what I'm using, I'm going to be using vinyl siding, guys, for this project. And I already bought all the vinyl siding. Those videos are to come. I'm going to actually upload my remodeling videos several times a week. I don't want to really tell you it's going to be like Mondays, Wednesdays, and like Fridays, but keep in mind that's probably the way it's going to be, kind of like sometime during the week, guys. Enjoy.